Yeah, baby. Yeah. Like the way you walk when you walk over there. Bang. Woo. All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for Thursday. It is Thursday, July 6th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at bullpenpicks.com. Come and follow the top pickers, the top scorers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. Our top scorer, we got new leaders. Kevin Driver, Hawkeyes, 785. And our second place leader is Scott Christensen, on time 34. Scott's been there all year. And Robert Schultz at 632. Those are your top baseball pickers today at bullpenpicks.com for Thursday, July 6th. And you can follow my selections. All you got to do is go to bullpenpicks.com, look for Ron Raymond, follow my picks. Took the day off yesterday. In fact, it was a busy day yesterday. I didn't really get a lot of time, but I forgot to put in my picks, to be honest. But we'll put in my picks here today. In fact, I'll put them on the show right while we do the baseball handicapping. Also, today's show is brought to you by the ATScalculator.com. Check it out, atscalculator.com. If you're into Canadian Football League, the CFL, all you got to do is go to the CFL tab right here, and then you go to Edmonton against Saskatchewan tonight in the Prairies, and we do have Saskatchewan winning 7.24. The over-under landing on 49.51, so we do have it going over the total of 43.5, and that's how the ATS calculator works. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, the founder of the Raymond Report, and also the founder of the World Series of Handicapping.com football contest going into season number 12, and you can we'll have more details about that later on. But yeah, this is where I hang my hat. And speaking of my hat, I wrote a book last month, and if you want to pre-order that book, you can. You go to the website, go to pre-order Ron's book, The 24-Hour Rule, and if you want to get a little bit of an insight on the book, I posted the content. I told you guys I would post the content of the book, and here's if you pre-order the book, this is what you're going to get. Some good reading material for the summer. Introduction to sports betting, betting basics, introduction to essential betting terms, understanding the odds and the money line for the rookie bettors out there, understanding the sports betting market, the psychology of betting. How many times you guys hear me say on the show, right? Let's see what the market psychology is doing today. We're going to talk a little bit about that in the book, in chapter number 4. Money management in betting. How do we, the money management? How do you attack and make money in sports betting? The Raymond Report, obviously, right? The Raymond Report. Hey.
Dilly.
What would be a book without the Raymond Report fundamentals? Introduction to handicapping, the art of value betting, the power of trends and systems, the daily market value index and its significance, the DMVI, types of teams in the Raymond Report, their implications, A, B, and C type teams, betting on different sports, right? Every sport's different. Everybody, what does Warren Buffett say about investment? Only invest in something you know. It's the same thing in sports betting. Understanding and utilizing the game cycles, the bearish, the bullish, the neutral cycles. I talk about that in the book. The strength of schedule, right? Very, very important, the strength of schedule, because, you can have a team like, Tampa Bay, right? A good team this year. But, is it because, not because, but they had a really good strength of schedule at the beginning, right? When they played Detroit, they played Tampa Bay, Oakland. When you have an easy strength of schedule, obviously, you got to go find line value in those games, right? Advanced betting strategies, we talk about hedging, arbitrage, and middling. Building your betting system, right? How do you build your betting system? I have my own personal views on that, but I talk about that a little bit in the book. And the future of sports betting, right? How are you going to include AI in your sports betting? And if you want to pre-order the book, you can. All you got to do is go to the website, atsstats.com. If you see this logo right here, the 24-hour rule of betting, anywhere you see the 24-hour rule where you embrace patience and discipline in sports betting, that's where you want to do. Just click on it, and then when you get here, click on pre-order your copy of the book, and then you can order your book for July 31st. That is the big release date, July 31st. And people are saying, well, why are you waiting so long? Well, you got to hype up the book, right? You got to hype it up a bit. All right, so there you have it. That is the book. That is the content. And a lot of tips in the book. Being a coach, right? You know how I'm always thinking. Education is the key to all success, in my view. In the book, one thing I really, and if you notice a lot of the things that I do, it's about educating. And every chapter, I'd say 90% of every chapter, there's like a test at the end of the chapter, right? I ask you questions and I give you 3 tips. So when you'll see in the book, when it comes out, there's questions to see if you retained anything from the chapter you just read. And then and that's, to me, that's the best way to do it, right? You read a chapter. Did you retain it? Here's 3 to 5 questions, and the answers are right there for you. So this way you can see if you can see that what you read is that you're able to understand it, right? So, and the 3 tips, I think it's really big on each of the chapters. I give you tips on that chapter, so that way when you read the book, you get something out of it. All right, so that is you can pre-order this book. It's called the 24-hour rule. Okay, and you know what? I'm not going to give up why I came up with the 24-hour. You're gonna have to read the book to see why I came up with this title, right? But it probably says right there, celebrate your victories, right? And you guys, if you watch the podcast, you know how I feel about after a big win, right? Celebrate those big wins. All right, so that is the book. And speaking of education, you want to learn more, you go to the website, atsstats.com, Sports Betting 101. If you want to learn more about sports handicapping, again, education is key. And you know what? Yeah, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand that education is key. But education is also your first path to having fun. You know what I mean? Like if you're in sports betting and you're sports handicapping and you're a handicapper, you're a bettor, you're a bookmaker, it's entertainment. If you don't have fun doing something, I always say it all the time to my friends, right? In coaching, I said, if you're coaching, if you don't have fun, why are you doing it? If you don't have fun coaching, you don't have fun teaching, you don't have fun doing anything in life, why do you do it, right? To me, you got to have fun. One of my 2 rules in life, you got to have fun, you got to develop, right? And develop can mean anything. It could be like develop as a coach, develop as a person, develop teaching. So those are my key rules, right? So if you want to learn more about education, mastering sports betting, this is a 12-part series. You can see how bored I was, right? This off season, writing a lot of chapters about educating on sports betting, but that's, to me, it's the key, right? To longevity. If you want to be a sports bettor and you want to have fun and you want to really, when you're doing something, you want to learn while you're doing it, right? Avoid beginner's mistake. There's a good article right there. The Raymond Report Sports Betting System. I talk about that in the book. And then obviously my book, Ron Raymond's 24-Hour Rule. And you can pre-order this copy of the book today at the website. All right, you know what? This is the last show before July 18th. Yeah, so next week, no baseball. Going to take the week off. I was talking to Gil the Thrill yesterday, Melendez, who's going to be on the show starting August 3rd. So Gil's going to be on the show every Thursday in the preseason. And then once the regular season kicks off, Gil will be with us on Mondays and Fridays. So you guys are going to love Gil. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge to share with you guys. Frogtown Sports is his website. You want to check him out. Frogtown Sports. Gil Melendez. I call him Gil the Thrill. But I told him, we'll let the audience give you the nickname, right? So it's always fun. Nicknames to me is always, it's not, you don't self-proclaim a nickname. You gotta inherit a nickname, right? Like you guys gave Ross the Boss Benjamin his nickname. I love that. I think that's a really good nickname. But yeah, so you guys will have to figure Gil out and give him his nickname when he gets on the show. All right, got a good show lined up for you guys here today. As always, we're going to feed the ponies. We're going to look at the SBI. We'll take a look at the 80% Club trends. We'll go through all the games today in Major League Baseball. Got a doubleheader in Chicago. Hey, the White Sox and Blue Jays are going to play a twin bill today at Guaranteed Rate Field. That first pitch is going to be at 5:10 Eastern, so we'll look at that, and we'll look at the 80% Club stats. We'll look at the top 5 sports betting options, and so we'll go through the entire website, and we'll obviously we'll break down some CFL football action. Got a game tonight between the Edmonton Elks and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Probably the best base of fans in the CFL, right? Saskatchewan. They, it's in, if you don't know where Saskatchewan, it's in the prairies here in Canada, and obviously they don't have an NHL team. I'm pretty sure they got like AAA baseball, but and Saskatchewan, the Roughriders, that's their main thing right there. And if you go look at their new stadium, it's amazing, right? So Saskatchewan, they're hosting tonight against the Edmonton Elks, and we will break down that game in just a few minutes. But before we do break down, I want to say the Truth is in the house. Good morning, Truth. And folks, if you're listening on the live stream, come on into the bullpen. Hey, we don't bite. Hey, we don't bite.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Come on, give us a good morning and let us know where you're from. Yeah, you know what? I would love to know where you guys are from. A lot of you guys come on and you say the Truth and good morning, Ron. I love that. But let me know where you're from. And from the Truth logo, I think he's from Detroit. But just come on in, say good morning from the ATL, or good morning from LA. Good morning from Lisbon, Portugal, where Rui, our good friend Rui, sometime sneaks in between meetings. But let us know where you're from. Let them know you're there, right? Let them know you're there. Remember Slapshot? I think I got that soundbite too. Let them know you're there. Where is it? Old Time Hockey.
Piss on Old Time Hockey.
No.
You're blowing it.
No, that's not it there.
We're losing.
Sure.
Oh, piss on Eddie Shore.
Old Time Hockey?
Piss on Old Time Hockey.
They're blowing it. Yeah, I thought I had that soundbite. I love that soundbite. Anyways, tune in. Let me know where you're from, and we'll get you. We'll give you a shout out on air. And if you're, just want to say good morning, and just do that today. All right, let's go feed the ponies. We're gonna go to Woodbine Racetrack today in Toronto. That's where. Oh, they're at the post. Get them in. Yeah, they're off and running today at Woodbine Racetrack in Toronto. Today, post time today at Woodbine's at 4:50 Eastern. First race is a $14,000 claiming race, 7 furlongs on the turf. And we are going to recommend 427 today in race number 1 at Woodbine Racetrack in Toronto. The number 4 horse, Speedy Lynn, would by now taking a ride here on Speedy Lynn. Number 2 horse, Nadia Business. Nadia Business, I like that. That's a good name. With R.M. Hernandez taking a ride on Nadia Business. I guess they're trying to say none of your business. Nadia Business, the 2 horse, 8-1 morning line on the 2 Nadia Business. And the 7 horse, Swirling Dancer. Vibes taking a ride here on the 7, 5-2 morning line on Swirling Dancer. 427 in race number 1 today at Woodbine. And our joker, our value play, Cedar Valley. In fact, there's a shawarma place here in Ottawa where I go get my shawarma. It's called Cedar Valley. So, hey, maybe there's a sign there, right? I got to go get some shawarmas today at Cedar Valley. Vandermeer's taking a ride here on the number 1 horse, 6-1 morning line on Cedar Valley. And that is your Joker's Wild, your value play of the day today, courtesy of the Raymond Track Report right here at atsstats.com. And if you're going to play an exacta today, 4-2-2-7-7-1 exacta box. And if you're going to go the trifecta route, 4-2-7-1-2-7 trifecta. Always remember to box those horses. And if you're going to play the double Dutch betting system, as much as I'd love to go with the 1 horse, I'm going to go with the 7 horse, Swirling Dancer, with 5s taking a ride. Put 10 to win, 10 to place on the number 7 horse, Swirling Dancer. And if number 7 comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid once, which is also nice. And that is courtesy of the Raymond Report. Get all races 1 to 9. I believe it's 1 to 9 today at Woodbine. And 9 races today at Woodbine. Post time is at 4:50 Eastern. All right, there you have it. That is your courtesy tip sheet. And if you want to get more tip sheets, go to Horses Premium Tip Sheet. And we have all the tracks, all the major tracks going here today at Woodbine or wherever. Let me see, what we got here going today. Today's a Belterra, Charlestown, Delaware, Delta, Evangeline Downs, Fair Meadows. You know what? Today's what? Thursday? How come there's no Belmont today? Because they probably went on Tuesday or on the 4th of July. That's why. All right, so there you go. You get all the tracks here today at the Raymond Report. All right, let's go look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And as you know, we got to ring the bell because we're going to go check the markets. And speaking of the markets, just like in the book, the market psychology, and see what's coming in the markets. We're getting close to the All-Star game. You know what that means, right? A lot of favorites are going to start coming in. And look at that. They're already starting to come in. 12-2. Wow. Holy cow. Where's my Harry Carey? Hey, I need a little Harry Carey.
Holy cow.
12-2 yesterday for the favorites, winning 86%. Not a good day. I bet you that wasn't a good day for the sports books. Hey, when the favorites are winning at 12-2 pace, 86%, not good. Hey, there's Scott Christensen. Good morning, Scott. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your morning. And thanks for tuning in to the bullpen. And thanks everybody who's watching on the on our YouTube channel and also on the replay. If you guys, I know a lot of people during the day don't get a time to really tune in live, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in, because at night I go check out the numbers, and obviously at night there's more viewers, and I would say about 80% of our traffic comes from the replay. So I want to thank you guys for watching the replay and for really supporting the site. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's take a look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And you can see yesterday was a very chalky day. Last 3 days, 68.7% of the favorites have won in Major League Baseball, and only covering 52.3% on the run line. We're in a neutral market the last 7 days on the run line. On the 7-day average, neutral market. So you know what? Fire away until we get to a bullish state here. And yeah, so 7-day average, 55% of the favorites have cash. But look at this, 61.9% of Major League Baseball games over the last 7 days have gone over the total. So we are in a bullish market when it comes to the Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at the CFL and how they've done the first 4 weeks. And you can see the, wow, this is interesting. 54.2% of the favorites have only won in the CFL. And when you look at the NFL last season, let's see if I got my data still here from last year. Yeah, I do. 65%. See the big difference? Man, that is huge. Look at that. Last year in the NFL, 65% of the favorites won straight up, but only covered 47%. So that's what, 18% difference? 18? Yeah, about 18%, right? Wow, that's pretty huge. So let's go back to the CFL right here. And let's see how the favorites have done in week number 4. Only 3 games, so it's really tough to gauge 3 games, right? That's the CFL. There's only 4 games a week and only 3 last week. But looking at the yearly average, 54.2. So you know what? If you like the favorites straight up, you know, I don't even know why you're taking them against the point spread, right? Because I'll tell you why, because the price will probably tell you. Speaking of the price, I had a good chat yesterday with Gil. And good morning, Coach. Do you think the Rays will bounce back today? Hey, Derek loves the Rays. Every time he comes in, he's always asking me about the Rays. I think so. We'll get to that, though. I like the Rays. I had the over yesterday. I like the over a little bit better. But good morning, Derek Para. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. All right, let me see here. It's getting back. Yeah, so we're talking about money line. And this is the, you know, like I told Gil yesterday, I'm like a dog on a bone on this. It's, you know, when I got something in my head, it might not be like for a day. It could be like a week, a month, 6 months. But until I find that caramel secret, like I will just analyze it to death. And the thing that I'm really chewing on these days is, and you guys hear me say this all the time, what is more important, win percentage or the price? You know what? Teams cannot manipulate the win percentage. You are what your record says you are, says Bill Parcells, right? If the Tampa Bay Rays, the Atlanta Braves are winning 5% of their games, you can't, bookmakers can't manipulate that. But what they can manipulate is the price. So in one hand, I got the price, the win percentage of a team that I know that they win 65 whatever percent. I'll just say a number, but the price can vary. So you know the fluctuation in the price can go like from minus 250 one day to 150. You know, that's a big $100 swing, but the percentage will never swing that radical, right? So the thing is, when you're betting on sports, what is more important? The win percentage of the team you're going to pick or the price that you got to pay to get that thing? And what do I say all the time? It's like picking stocks, right? I'm not going to get Microsoft. I'm not going to get Apple. I'm not going to get Tesla at a bargain cheap basement price. The price is what the price is. And today, And this is what I talk about in the book, The Art of Value Betting, right? You got to go and pick your spots to really go get that price that you want, right? And if that means that you don't bet that day, and you got to figure out why you're betting, right? If you're just betting to bet every day, well, then you're gonna have to live with being an average bettor, because it's pretty damn hard to make money in sports betting, right? Let's be honest. Betting if you're betting every day in sports betting, you're doing it wrong. If you're investing big money, that's why I talk about pizza money and beer money all the time, right? Because that's my keep me interested type money, right? But if I got my serious money, right, the money, my big wallet, the George Costanza big wallet, or the beer and pizza money, couch change money, right? So I got the Costanza wallet and the couch change money. That's a pretty good analogy right there. I like that. That's not bad, eh? I'll have to sit like this if I have my wallet, Costanza wallet. But yeah, so you got to really see. I do a joke like that, and I throw off my train of thought. I was on a good run right there. But what's more important, right? The win percentage or the price? And think of it this way. Let's go to Major League Baseball again, and let's take a look at Major League Baseball on the year. 57.9, so 58%. So 58% of the time, and let's say you're a favorite bettor, right? If you're you like to bet favorites, that means you're only winning about 58% of your bets. If you're obviously you're not taking every favorite every day, because it's you probably don't you'd probably have to mortgage your house to do that. But it's just, if the favorites are winning 5.8 out of 10 picks, and underdogs are winning 46%, let me see here, no, 42%, right? So they're winning 4 out of 10 picks. You got to think like that way, right? When you break it down, and if you look at the NFL, if you put 100 picks on the NFL, favorites are winning 65 of your 100 bets, where underdogs are winning 35%, right? But then you factor in the point spread. That's where it balances out. I know that. But when you talk about money line sports, and when you think of Major League Baseball, if you know that baseball, if you're an underdog bettor and they're only winning 42.2% of their games on the season, that's why you got to look from a cycles point of view. I talk about it all the time, right? I look at short-term cycles, long-term cycles. I'm telling you, when I did the Raymond Report, when I went back to the drawing board about 8-9 years ago, and I said, look, I'm tired of being average. I got to go find out how to be more successful. And I broke down everything. And you know what it boils down to? A, B, and C type teams. Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. That's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, good teams find a way to win. And if you watch the good teams, they can be down in the 8th, 9th inning, and they find a way to win. Look at last night, Miami, a B-type team. You think a team like Detroit, a team like Oakland comes back like that in the later innings and wins that game 10-9 last night? That's what I mean. You got to go find those teams in a right cycle that are going to find a way to win, and not to find a way to lose. St. Louis, look at their C-type team. They found a way to lose last night. Miami, they found a way to win. Anyways, man, I'm only on one coffee too. I'm only on one cup of coffee. That's awesome. All right, the truth says, what's the highest you will go on a money line favorite? What's the highest I will go on a money line favorite? Great question. You know what? 220, 225, probably the highest I'll go. Once I get to 240, 250, then I really gotta love that pick. I really gotta love, again, the percentage, the pick will tell me how much I love that price. Are you guys buying Tesla at minus what's Tesla at these days? 500 or something like that, 600? Are you gonna buy Tesla, one stock of Tesla at 600? Probably not, because you don't want to buy the top, right? And the same thing with sports betting. And it's just, you want to buy the top of these teams, or you want to buy the bottom, right? And you're probably saying, well, how do you know the top and the bottom of a sports bet? Well, let me go to my streaks. Now, and this is how, when you want to compare stock market to a sports betting market, let's go look at the streaks, right? We're going streaking with Frank the Tank. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. And look at that, the Mets on a 4-game win streak, Houston on a 4. So, think of the bell curve, right? These teams are going up. The further they keep winning, the more the public perception gets, the more the price gets higher, then the more the value this is disappearing, right? But then the contrarian is going to say, well, look at Tampa Bay, an A-type team on a 4-game losing streak compared to Colorado, a C-type team on a 4-game losing streak. Which team do you think has a better percentage play of winning their next game? The A-type team or the B-type team, right? or the C-type team. I'm going to go with my money on the A-type team. So I'm going to buy low right there. And yeah, so I'm going to buy Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay too has a better shot today winning after 3-4 game losing streak. So yeah, it's like the stock market. You know, you got to buy low and sell high. And if a team is just constantly winning, and you're trying to predict when they're going to win the next game, I say it all the time on the show. It's like trying to figure out. It's like trying to catch a falling knife. You know that what goes up must come down. You cannot control the win streak, but what you can control is how much money you want to put on it. So if you know a team's on a 7, 8, 9 game win streak and you're saying to yourself, man, they're minus 150, 175 today, you know what? They're due factor, right? How many times you hear people say, oh, the due factor is about to kick in? Well, then you put beer and pizza money, right? You don't put that serious money. All right, Ray, do you like the Rangers to win today against the Red Sox? To be honest, I've been so busy this morning. I had to update everything. I'll have to go. Well, I'll be handicapping that in a few minutes there, Derek. So yeah. So anyways, we're at SBI, right? Sports Betting Index. And in fact, let me go to the you know what? I'm gonna use the smart database today. I'm gonna use the smart database. You guys know this. Every once a week, I like to go look at the last 15. You know what? I can do it through here. Yeah, remember last time I said, why am I doing that? I just need to go to the strength of schedule. So go to your strength of schedule here. So if you go to your dashboard, if you're a member of atsstats.com, go to your dashboard, go to betting tools, strength of schedule. It's also in the book. It's one of my chapters in the book. Okay, got to take an opportunity to plug the book again. Let's go down here, strength of schedule. And let's go take a look at these teams right now in Major League Baseball. Which team is on a bullish, neutral, or bearish streak? All right, so Arizona, 6-8 in their last 14 games. Not great, right? Not game. 2-5 in the last 7. So you can see Arizona is probably going through a bearish cycle right now. Atlanta, hottest team in baseball, 12-2 last 14 games. Baltimore, big win yesterday in the Bronx. But they're in a bear cycle. Look at that. 6-8, 2-5 last 7. You can see here, Boston, neutral cycle last 7 games, but overall probably bearish, 6-8. Chicago White Sox, yeah, bearish. Chicago Cubs, neutral. The Cubbies are neutral. Cincinnati, man, watch out. Here comes the Reds. Hey, Cincinnati, 6-1, very bullish. Very, very bullish right now with Cincinnati. But the thing is, and it's the perception versus reality, right? It's still the Cincinnati Reds. And the pitching staff doesn't really, blow me away. But winners find a way to win, right? Winners win. Hey, I want winners.
I want winners.
And Cincinnati is just winning. But you know what? Cincinnati. You know what comes with Cincinnati? Value. I think what comes with Cincinnati is a lot of value. So keep an eye on the Reds. Cleveland, 3-4, 8-6. Yeah, pretty much neutral. Or Colorado, bullish, bearish. Detroit, neutral. Detroit's neutral, but bearish on the 14-day average. I don't know if I trust Detroit right now. Houston, I can trust Houston right now. Kansas City, neutral last 7 games, but bearish last 14. So I don't think I'll touch a C-type team. LA Dodgers, 4-3, 9-5. So neutral last short-term cycle, and in a 14-game cycle, pretty much bullish right there. And they're playing at home against the Pirates. Angels, they are Angels. I'm not going to go on a Mike Trout route. I think Mike Trout, out there in the West Coast, if he was on the East Coast, I think there'd be more. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Still a great baseball. To me, when I look at great players, like you think of Dan Marino, right? You can't associate winning with these great players, and that's. And that's like probably an oxymoron, right? You're thinking like a great player, but hasn't won. Like how does Mike Trout get into that conversation? Well, everybody's gonna say Hall of Famer, but he hasn't won. It's like it's like all these players in basketball, great players, but they don't win. Same thing in hockey, right? Great players, but they don't win. The individualism, right? Remember in the military, don't be an individual. But yeah, it's just Mike Trout's got to find a way. I don't know if he has to leave LA, go like on a team that has a shot to win a World Series. But he's probably a loyal guy, doesn't want to leave LA. But it depends what he wants for his legacy, right? If you want to win, I think he's got to leave LA. You got to leave LA. Anyways, enough Mike Trout right there. 4-3 for Miami, 9-5. Yeah, Miami. You know what? I can trust Miami. Milwaukee, the Brew Crew. I can probably trust Milwaukee right now at this stage, 8-6, last 14. Minnesota 9-5. Yep, we can trust the Twinkies. Mets, I couldn't trust the Mets as far as I can throw them. All right, let me see. Even though they're neutral and having a good run, got to give them their props. 3-game win streak, so they are doing pretty well. Yankees, it's like the Mets. Can you trust any New York team? Hey, what is
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them.
Can't do it. Yeah, can't do it. Sorry, Mike. Hey, we can't do it. Oakland, yeah, let's moving along. Philadelphia, hey, watch out. Here comes the Phillies. Hey, here comes the Phillies right now, 9-5. Who's the American League East Phillies right now? If you guys, here's a question for you guys. The thing is, when I look at the National Central teams, the American League Central teams, who's the Seinfeld Bizarro world, right? Who's the Seinfeld Bizarro of the Phillies right now? That's one thing I like to do. I know it's a weird thing, but I always like to see and compare who's the Philadelphia Phillies in the American League East right now. Is it, let me see, who would be, is it Seattle? Would it be Seattle? Would it be Texas? Hey, no, because they're, 46-39. Let me see, let me go up here. The Angels? No, not the Angels. Who's the Phillies on a good run right now in the American League East? Who would be the Phillies? Would it be Boston maybe? Hey, anyways, little play on words right there. Pittsburgh, yeah, can you trust Pittsburgh? Nah, I can't. San Diego, no, can't trust the Padres. Sorry. San Francisco, you know what? In this cycle right now, I can't trust them. And I think the East Coast really screwed up their biorhythms last week. They played those 6 games on the East Coast. They go to the West Coast. Not good. 2-5 last 7. Seattle, maybe Seattle's the Phillies. 7-7, not a great run right now. I think Seattle's on the on the watch list, right? I think we're just gonna watch them. St. Louis 6-8, 2-5 last 7. I can't trust the Cards. Tampa Bay all day. I don't care. They could be 1-14. I'll still trust them. I trust Kevin Cash. You know what I mean? I think he's such a great manager. Texas 6-8. Can we trust the Rangers right now? I don't think so. Toronto, you know what? If Toronto has a run in them, and they haven't had a really great run all year, I think now's the time, right before the All-Star break. We'll see what Manoah pitching on Friday. Ooh, that's going to be, you know what? I don't know if that's the right move. I think Toronto should have waited till after the All-Star break, but they're probably saying, you know what, we can't do that to him. I would have waited. Because what if you sweep the doubleheader and then you put in Manoah and he gets friggin' lit up like a Christmas tree? Not good. Washington 7-7. No, I can't trust Washington. Anyways, always good to go look at the who's who in the zoo type thing and get a good idea of the cycles, right? The sports betting cycles. All right, let's go break down some Major League Baseball game before Derek asks me another question about the Tampa Bay Rays. Hey, just kidding, Derek. I love you, buddy. Ray, do you like the Rangers? Yeah, we'll get to that. All right, let's go to the what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like I did the other day. I'm going to bring out the computer picks, and then I'm going to cross-reference with the report card. So if you go to your, and you know what, Lex Steele, I saw that. Thank you very much. You are the man. Appreciate the support. And so thank you, Lex. I saw that. Let me see here. Speaking of tip sheets, hey, thanks, Lex. Hey, just on cue right there, tip sheets. Let me see here. What was I? The report card. There we go. Let's go to report card. And you know what? I'm also going to bring in my value index. The Art of Value Betting. Chapter, what is it in my chapter? The Art, I think it's chapter 9 or something like that in the book. The Art of Value, chapter 8, The Art of Value Betting. There is an art to that, right? Finding value. Shopping for value, right? Okay, let's go to game number 1. Let's take this one here. It's going to be at 1:05 Eastern. Hey, it's a good thing we don't have 11 o'clock games like Tuesday. That was tough, trying to handicap those 11 o'clock games. Cincinnati taking on the Washington Nationals. Now, the Nationals a 120 favorite. 10.5 is the total. And we're going to lean here on the computer pick with Washington. 5.34, 5.11 for Cincinnati. Brandon Williamson going here for the Reds up against Mackenzie Gore of the Washington Nationals. Gore 4-7, a 4.48 ERA. Williamson a 5.56 ERA. You know what? I think the over is where you probably want to lean here in this one. looking at Cincinnati, what kind of run they're having right now. Let's go to our report card. And let me just check this out. Go here. Cincinnati, very bullish. Bullish 3 days. Chance of winning 41-50 for, what's the line right now on this game? Let me see what bookmaker has right now on this line. Minus 120. Yeah, you know what? Look at that. You would think Cincinnati would have been the favorite, right? The run they're having right now against C-type teams or B-type teams. They are 13-24. Washington is against those B-type teams. But look at Cincinnati against the C's. 31-15. Ouch. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this game. I would probably play the over. I think I like the over better. You know what? It's like I'm thinking run line, but I'm thinking it's more of a trap. For some reason, I think there's like my gut instinct, my sports handicapping instinct tell me, I know Cincinnati is the public perception. I bet you put 100 people in the room, 90 people will be on Cincinnati today. That's how I feel everybody's going to be on. And I think you stay away from this game. If you do anything, go the over. That's my way of thinking right now. All right, what do you guys think? Hard to fade Eli De La Cruz. Yeah, you know what? Scott Christensen says hard to fade Eli De La Cruz. And you know what, Scott? You could probably play a De La Cruz prop right now, right? You think he'll have, what's his over-under on hits today? Maybe that's the way you attack it, right? Maybe you attack that game from a prop. Steven 92, Tigers under. I'll get to, okay, Oakland taking on Detroit. You got Michael Lorenzen. And you know what, guys? Once I'm handicapping this game, give me your thoughts. And I'll post it on air. Let me know what you guys like. And then let's get some good engagement, because some people might be from Detroit, some people from Cincinnati. And they're probably hearing, something that you probably wouldn't hear on the mainstream news or the internet, right? Sometimes you hear things and you post it on, and that's the insider, right? If you're an insider from Cincinnati, in the city, you listen to local radio. They got the manager on that morning on his, his show in the morning at 7 a.m. Probably said something that you probably want to share with us. That would be great. Detroit minus 165. Now, I had the line at 147. Speaking of line value, I had the Nationals at 105. So overvalued. That's more of a trap. Minus 165 for the Tigers. 9 is the total. Oakland right now 5-5 last 10. 4-6 for the Tigers. And you know what? Kogo's at 39%. Kogo's pretty low. You got Hogan Harris going up against Michael Lorenzen. And Harris here, 2-2, a 5.17 ERA. Lorenzen 2-6, a 4.28 ERA. You know what? This is a tough game to bet. Hey, why would you bet this? If you're a degenerate. If you're betting this game, you're a degenerate. That's all I gotta say. Just kidding. No, I just don't see who's gonna spend 165 on the Tigers. Really, 165? If anything, you probably take Oakland on the plus run line. What's their last game? 12-3. Well, you know what? 12-3. What's they got spanked last night. Look at that. 12-3. Let me see how the so one thing I like to do is once I see a team get spanked like that, like last night, I want to go see how they react after a 10 or run more spanking. Eh? How else can you put it? 12-3. Holy cow. Hey, Harry.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a 9-run win. All right. Coming off. So here's the thing. Home teams coming off a game that allowed 12 runs against. That's what I call my pride factor game. 11-6 for home teams. So any home team this year who allowed 12 runs against last game, they're 11-6 in the next game, 7-9-1 to the under. So there could be a little bit of a bounce back here for Detroit today after getting embarrassed. After a 9-run loss, 10-12. So a little bit of discrepancy in the 9-run loss. So third game of a series, Detroit at home, 4-4. Yeah, you know what? Stay away game. Hey, this just in, stay away. Stay away. Isn't there a song like that? Tigers have been looking awful after Coors field trip, says Primetime 99. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the Tigers after the Coors trip. Hey, maybe drank too many Coors on the Coors trip there, eh? Primetime. Hey, let me see here. Twins, Rockies. Well, it's only been hey, settle down there, Primetime. It's only been 2 games. But yeah, you know what? You could be right because 12 runs, but this 1-0. Talk about the bipolar type scores right here. You go from 1-0 to 12-3. What? Come on. Did we really just spend 10 minutes on Oakland, Detroit? Hey, holy cow.
Struggling.
Yeah, we're struggling here. Let's get out of this. Hey, let's get out of this trap. Chicago Cubs taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brew Crew minus 115. 8 is the total. And you got Freddie Peralta. You know what? Freddie's really not pitching very well this year. In fact, when I looked at his numbers this morning, 5-7? 5-7, a 4.67 ERA, and he's up against the Stroman, Marcus Stroman, who's 9-6, 2.76 ERA. But you know what? He's lost his last 2 games. He went on a 7 game win streak. And here's one thing in my experience in sports betting: when a team or a pitcher or an individual has a big run like that, it tends to go the other way right after. Law of average, right? Go figure. Hey, go figure. Ron Raymond, a law of average guy. I got a feeling, I hope not for Marcus Stroman, former Blue Jay. Love the guy. I just hope he doesn't go that way. But let's keep an eye on that today. 115 is the line. I had plus 120. So I think if you like Milwaukee, and I do today, I like Milwaukee. Minus 111. Minus 111. If Stroman didn't lose his last 2, I probably think the under would be good because, had this been probably like the beginning of the year, I think the under would be the play. 210 is the first pitch today at Miller Park. And what's Chicago's record on the road? You can see here on the road, 19-23. The Brew Crew, 23-20. The one thing with Milwaukee, very consistent home or away. Look at that, 23-20, 23-21. And against C-type teams, 28-19. Yeah, I'm going to go Milwaukee today. I like Milwaukee. All right, Blue Jays taking on the Chicago White Sox. This one was rained out last night at Guaranteed Rate Field. Are you like me, just want to say like Comiskey Park? Hey, I still want to call the old parks by their names, right? Comiskey Park. Guaranteed Rate Field. I feel like I'm going to take out a loan when I go watch the game at the White Sox, right? I like to take out a loan with 4.3% interest. I don't. Rule of thumb, I don't touch double headers. Hey, rule of thumb, if you want a good rule of thumb, a good rule, don't bet double headers. But for entertainment purposes only.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Yeah, for entertainment purposes only, we'll give you the score. 4.64, 4.25, the over-under at 8.89 in game number 1. Game number 2, you got Yusei Kikuchi against Tanner Banks. I don't know if that's changed. Again, so Yusei, and then this one here says Jesse Schulten. So keep an eye out on the starting pitcher in game number 2. But in game number 2, also like the Blue Jays. Again, big doubleheader today in Chicago. Because if they don't, if they go 2-0, do you put Manoah back tomorrow? I don't know. Miami Marlins, what a come-from-behind win last night against the Cards. 10-9 was the final. Miami now on a 3-game win streak. Good teams find a way to win. Remember I said that at the top of the show? Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. St. Louis, guess what? You're a bad team. You are, this just in, you are now 35-51 on the year. Last 3 games for the Cards have gone over the total. And today you got Jack Flaherty going up against Yuri Perez. And I'm not going to lean, but the St. Louis Cardinals, the computer pick, is leaning towards the St. Louis Cardinals. 4.79, 4.31, the over-runner at 9.1. Man, this is a tough game to handicap here. Let me check the Flaherty's numbers. Just Jack. Hey, let's go check out Jack. Jack is back. All right, let me see here. He's on a 2-game win streak. Hey, he's gone 6 innings in the last 2 starts. You know what? I think St. Louis on the run line might be worth a look here. St. Louis minus 184. Sold to the man in the Nike shirt. All right, I'll take St. Louis plus the 1.5 run. I like St. Louis plus 1.5. All right, here you go, Derek. Hey, let me get a little bit of a. This is for Derek. In this corner, weighing in at 3 tons, the Tampa Bay Rays, minus 140, the line, 9 is the total, and we're going to lean with the Rays in this one, 5.17, 4.03, the over-under at 9.2, so we do like it to go over the total. Let me take a look at that ATS calculator lights here today. And you know what? I use the calculator for the total. I like to use this site for totals. It's been pretty solid. Philadelphia, Phillies in a hidden zone right now. Hey, the Phillies are playing probably their best baseball of the season. They've been playing good ball for a couple weeks now. Tampa Bay. Let me see here. Tampa Bay. Let me go to Rain Report. Before I make that an official statement, let me go back it up with just the facts, man. Hey, just the facts. Tarek Skubal pitched good after interleague debut or IL debut, but Erod got knocked around. Stone Cold 316. You like that one? Yeah, a little stone cold. Let me see here. 4 straight losses. Philly with the last 15. 10-5. Yeah, you know what? I could. I'll back up that word. They've been hot. 10-5 last 15. 7-3 last 10. Today you got Christopher Sanchez up against Sean Armstrong. Hey, if you're like me, you're going, who the heck is Sean Armstrong? Obviously, but now I got Kevin Kelly over here. So check your again, the one thing with Tampa Bay, they're the team with the worst luck with starting pitchers, right? When you look at their starting pitchers last, say, 3, 4, 5 years, man, everybody's getting, I don't want to knock on wood. I don't want to jinx the Rays pitching staff. It's tough to stay healthy. Arm health is big. Like, as a quarterback coach, we talk about it all the time, arm health. You really got to invest in arm health. If you're a pitcher at any age, if you're a little leaguer, if you're a university player, if you're a minor league player in baseball, football, especially in baseball, arm health, absolute must. Educate yourself on it. And the one thing I can tell you from throwing footballs and pitching, and I see it all the time with quarterbacks, tennis elbow. Right? They get tennis elbow. That's because when they sink their base down too low, and next thing you know, they're throwing with their elbow. Their elbow's down here when it should be above their shoulder, right? So arm health is huge, right? Minus 149 is the total, and we're gonna lean with the Rays here. 5.17, 4.03, the over/under at 9.2. Now, because I don't have the official starting pitcher, and I don't know Sean Armstrong, but if I go from a team perspective today, and you know what, this looks like it'll be a bullpen game, I probably lean towards the Rays, but one of my rules of thumb is, when the team's on a 3-game losing streak, you can talk me in and out of a game. Once you get to 4, it's really tough to really invest in that, right? Now, here's the thing. The contrarian's going to say, but Ron, an A-type team, a team that's 57-32, their due factor, their value factor is huge. I get it. I had the Rays at minus 160, and you're getting them at 140. That's Walmart price right there, right? You got a Walmart price today at 140. Am I going to pay for it? I don't know. It's just when you got a team like Philly who looks like they're on a mission right now, I don't know if you want to go against. So, Derek, I don't know if that helped you out. When in doubt, get out. That's what they say. Phillies are 9-0 in the last 9 games when facing a right-handed pitcher. That's stat of the day right there. Thanks, Scott. See, this is what I mean, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. Scott says the Philadelphia Phillies are 9-0 against right-handed pitchers last 9 starts. That, my friend, is worth
Yeah, baby.
yeah, that's a hell of a stat right there. So, hey, you know what? No, I'm not touching that game. Even though I like the Rays, I think the over probably better. I think the over, is this an afternoon game? No, 6:40 start. See, that's important, right? So people will say to me all the time, I don't put no stock in day games or times. I do, because you go to say you go to a Philadelphia Flyer game on a Monday night compared to a Philadelphia Flyer game on a Friday night. Which night do you think you're going to have more fun? Which night do you think will have more energy in the building, right? Same thing with baseball and the time. 6:40, is this getaway day? This is probably a getaway day for both these teams. In fact, let me take a look at their next game. Philly, Tampa Bay, next game. Next game against Atlanta. Yeah, so it is a getaway day. Philadelphia just going to go down the road. Hey, what's the highway in Miami to go down? I know here in Ottawa, if you go to Toronto, it's the 401. What's the main highway in Tampa Bay to Florida to Miami? Hey, gotta include that in the show. Tampa Bay going at home to Atlanta. Wow, talk about maybe a World Series preview right there, right? Hey, just saying.
Straight cash, homie.
Maybe or
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Hey, that was a good day. That was a good Jim Mora plug right there, eh? Hey, I tell you, I do everything around here. I sweep the floors, I close the lights, and I do security at night. All right, let me see here. Philadelphia taking on, so I'm not going to touch that game. Let's go to the next one. Oh, the big game. Big American League East Division. Total's not 6. Man, these feeds are killing me sometimes. All right, let me see if I can fix that on the fly right here. Hey, like I told you, sweep the floors, do security, and also updating lines during the show. Let me see what the bookmaker line is on this game. And let me go to the game between the Yankees. 8.5 is the total. 8.5, and what's the line? Minus 124 for Baltimore. All right, so let me go to that game right here. 8.5. Now, why is it okay? It's fine there, but why isn't it not fine here? Well, let me do a refresh here. Let me try this. All right, go right here. Hey, while we're doing this on air, so Luis Severino going up against Kyle Bradish today. Bradish, is it Bradish or Bradish? Hey, I'll say Bradish. Kyle Bradish. 4-4, 3.58 ERA, 1-3 for Severino. Severino, not a great season. I think it was injuries that plagued him. 6.30 is his ERA. And let me go right here. Let me do a refresh on this. Let me see if that fixes that. And we'll do the rain report. And we'll do MLB. And I'll come back over here. Whoop. All right, let me do a refresh. See if we can get this total to update. Let me do a refresh right there. Hopefully it fixes it. All right, go back to the Yankee game right there. Tampa Bay, 8.5. There we go. Hey, tell you. Hey, how many hats do you got to wear around here? All right, minus 130 is the line. 8.5 is the total. And we're going to lean with the Baltimore Orioles. 4.64, 4.25. The over-under at 8.89. Let me check the calculator on this one. So let me go to Baltimore against the New York Yankees. Right there. Survey says. And we're going to lean 7.51. Home team 0.7. Okay. So, yeah. And we got 8.8. So we got conflicting numbers right there. 48.7% chance of winning. 46.08 for the Yankees. Speaking of the Yankees against Baltimore, they used to be an A-type team. Now they're B-bearish. B-bearish. 4-6 last 10. 6-4 Yankees. Is this game 4 of the series? Is this game number 4? Let me take a look. I think for some reason it's game number 4, right? And I want to see how the I think it's 2-1 right now. Let me go to the game. So game number. Yeah, so game 4. So first game, 6-3 Yankees, 8-4 Yankees, and then 6-3 last night Baltimore. So Yankees winning 2-1 in the series. Baltimore needs this to, look at that. Baltimore have not played a game 4 on the road yet this year. The road teams this year in Major League Baseball on the fourth game of the series, the road teams are 30-34. The over 36-25-3. Interesting, right? That's why you watch the rain report. All right, the Yankees 1-1 in game 4 at home, 36-25. You know what? I kind of like the over here. I kind of like the over. Severino, Bradish, not really getting the job done. I'm going to go over the total today at Yankee Stadium. First pitch, 7:05 Eastern. Had the under yesterday in this game between the Boston Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. Today, former Boston Red Sox pitcher Nathan Eovaldi going to come over today with his 10-3 record, 2.64 ERA. And Boston's probably saying, why did we let him go? Up against the best name in baseball for a pitcher, Cutter Crawford for the Red Sox. And Crawford on the year, 3-4, 3.92 ERA. Line is 135 for Eovaldi. I had them at 120, so a bit $15 overvalue today against the Bo Sox. And let me see, we had the Boston Red Sox at plus 118, fair market value. Boston, the last 2 games have gone under. Same thing for Texas. And I'm going to be on the Texas Rangers here. 5.02, 4.67, the over-under at 9.69. And let's take a look what the ATS calculator has. We're going to do a reset. We're going to do a Texas. Hey, Texas against Boston. All right, and like 8.44. What's the over-under I said? 8.44, 10. Maybe the under again. Maybe the under. Hey, I think the under might be a good bet here with Eovaldi. Imagine if Eovaldi goes there and no hits the Red Sox. Woo! Talk about disrespect. All right, I'm gonna go Texas. Cleveland against the Royals. I like the Guardians in this one. Tanner Bibby against Jordan Lyles. Houston against Seattle. Houston, we got a problem. No, we don't. We're 8-2 in our last 10 games. Holy cow!
Holy cow!
Yeah, you got to give them the respect, eh? To be the man, you got to beat the man.
To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Yeah, the man right now is the Houston Astros. They are a 140 favorite today against Seattle. Seattle 5-5 last 10. It looks like George Kirby's gonna toe the rubber today for the Mariners. He's 7-7, 3.21 ERA, 2-0 for Ronel Blanco. So it's Blanco, not see this. The line changes all morning, so keep an eye. I don't know who's pitching right now. I got conflicting reports, so because I don't know who's pitching, I'm not going to give a pick until I finalize who's pitching. But according to the computer pick, 4.45, 4.28, and let's 8.73. How about the computer pick right here? Let me go Texas. Actually, no, Seattle. This should be a good game. But Seattle, a bit of a... I don't know if I can trust Seattle on the road. Let me check. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can. Let me check. Survey says Seattle, Houston. Yeah, Houston, we have a problem. 7.65. So we do like the under, but can we trust Seattle on the road? Let me see here. 18 and 23. I don't know. Against B-type teams, 14 and 14. So you see the decline in competition, right? Against the 60% or higher, 8 and 22. The 500 teams, 14 and 14. The C-type teams, 20 and 7. And look at Houston against C-type teams, 24 and 11. Houston is the call. Houston is the call. Arizona taking on the New York Mets. Now, I believe this is the fourth game of the series today between the D-backs and the New York Metropolitans. And let me go to Arizona. Yeah, Yankees have been bad, says Lex Steele. 2 teams I'm weary of. I agree, 100%. Orioles on the fade list for Lex. Oh, really? You're fading the Baltimore Orioles? Yeah, you know what? Baltimore and Arizona, those 2 teams. Remember I was talking about the Bizarro World? There's my 2 under the radar Bizarro World teams, right? I've been on those 2 teams all year. Arizona and Baltimore. Yeah, they've been like Sammy Sosa used to say, they've been very, very good to me. 3-game losing streak for Arizona. New York Mets, hey, they're catching fire. Last 5 games, 4-1, averaging 5.2. They probably don't want to leave Chase Field. Hey, after game 4, you got to go. No, we're staying here. We want to play the rest of our games right here in Arizona. Let me see. Game today is, it's game 3. I thought for some reason it was game 4. For a reason, I thought this was game 4 of a series. Maybe, no. So 5-8, 8-5, 2-1. Close game. I had my free pick yesterday was the run line in Arizona. So what's Arizona's home record in game 3 of a series this year? Let's go to the Rain Report. Probably making you guys dizzy right now watching this. I get dizzy just doing that. Let me see here. New York Mets. Ooh, look at Arizona. 6-7, third game of a series this year. Not good. How about the New York Mets? Third game of a series on the road, 5-8, 8-4-1 to the over. Third game of a series, 6-1. Who's pitching? Let me see here. Who's pitching? Ryan Nelson against Carlos Carrasco. You know what? I think the over is where you want to go after an under game. In fact, what's Arizona's record after an under? 4-6-3 to the under. How about the New York Mets? Meet the Mets. New York Mets. 5-5-1. Okay. I see you, New York. Coming off a game where they allowed 1 run against, 1-4. Yeah, a lot of conflicting numbers right here. But again, these are just indicators, right? These aren't picks. Anytime I give you guys these type of stats, look at the Arizona Diamondbacks at home this year after a 1-run loss, 1-6-1 to the under. These are what I call indicators, right? Yeah, so let me see. Carrasco. Carrasco's making a first start in a while here. I mean, I haven't seen that name in a bit. Where's Carlos? 2-3, 5.94 ERA. Carlos, June 30th, last start. Yeah, so okay, June 30th. So he's been on the schedule. 25th. All right, so Carlos has not won a game since May 31st. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna trust. I'm gonna go over. If you're gonna bet this game today, over I think is the call. And the final game of the evening, Dodgers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Dodger Blue coming off a 6-4 win yesterday. And with minus 230 today, you got Julio Urias going up against Johan Oviedo. I'm going to go with the Dodgers in this one. 5.37, 3.47. The over-under landing on 8.84. And you know what? While things are fresh in my mind, and I forgot to do my picks yesterday at bullpenpicks.com. Guys, follow the best pickers each and every day right here. Bullpen Picks. You want to follow Art Kent. Art's a good picker right here. You want to follow these guys. Go to your most followed. If you want to see how they did yesterday, go to most followed. Art, 8-6. I didn't have no picks yesterday. I went 7-8 the day before. Scott went on time 34, 8-7. Robert, 11-4. Good job, Roberts. That's why he's probably our top scorer right now. Oh, second or third. Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's go make the picks here today. I'm gonna go Washington. I think this is a trap game. I know the whole world's gonna be on Cincinnati. I'm gonna go Washington. I'm gonna go with Mackenzie Gore. I'm gonna take 165. I like Oakland plus a run and a half. I'm gonna take Detroit. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee. I think Stroman's gonna be in a rough couple of days here. Tampa Bay bounce back. I'm gonna go St. Louis. You know what? I think St. Louis bounce backs here today. I think St. Louis, after giving up that one yesterday. I'm gonna go Baltimore. 55. Come on, Ron. 55. I'm gonna go with Tanner Bibby. 60%. I'm gonna go with Nathan Eovaldi. I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays in game number 2. I like the Blue Jays. Seattle, Houston, we have a problem. Nope, we don't. I'm gonna go with I think Arizona gets on Carlos early. Yeah, they don't look back. And I'm gonna go Julio Urias. Gotta get my 70. I gotta get my confident level back here on my picks. All right, hitting 55%. You can see here my last 100. I don't give a lot of 73 to 100%, right? Even a 63 to a 72. You know, these are the picks I like. These are picks I love. If you ever want to know, does Ron like that pick? At 51 to 62%, he likes it. 63 to 100, Ron loves it. And I don't love a lot of picks. But I'm hitting 55% last 100, so that's pretty good. All right, let's get to the Canadian Football League, week number 5 of the Canadian Football League. I don't have any soundbite. I need a soundbite for the Canadian football. This is the closest thing I got to Canadian football. Hey, the national anthem. Hey, I gotta find a or if you're a hockey guy, hey, I don't think a hockey organ works for the CFL football. Anyways, Edmonton Elks taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 7.5 is the line here today for Saskatchewan. Now, they've been off 2 weeks, right? Saskatchewan had a bye last week. They've been off 11 days. They're coming off a 29-26 win over Calgary. Calgary's a mess right now. They're losing. They're not a mess. They're just they're snake bitten by injuries. Hey, the Stampeders just got snake bitten by injuries, but they still have a great head coach in Dave Dickinson. Edmonton, you know what? I love Jonesy, but man, they got to figure out their offense, and you might have to let go of their coordinator. Hey, McAdoo. It's just, man, that offense is anemic. I kind of like the over tonight. Thanks for the picks and the pearls, Coach. You're welcome, Derek. I do like the over here tonight between the Edmonton Elks and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Winnipeg taking on the Calgary Stampeders. Now, the Stampeders winning last week in Montreal. It's too bad. This was a Canada Day game in Montreal on a Saturday night. Everything was perfect except for the weather. The weather literally rained on the parade. The rain literally rained on the Alouettes and Blue Bombers parade last week. 17-3. Winnipeg is, to me, Winnipeg is still the team. As much as Toronto looked really good this year, and BC, what we saw last week, fool's gold. I think Winnipeg is still the team to beat. They just got to fix their defense. I love Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg, if you want a futures bet on the Grey Cup, that's the team to me right now. Winnipeg is the team. As long as they stay healthy and they keep Collaros, a former Cincinnati Bearcat. Just learned that this week. Zach Collaros, former Bearcat, played for Cincinnati. Didn't know that. 8.5 is the line. 46.5 is the total. And I'm going to go with the Blue Bombers. 28.2, 18.4, the over-under at 46.6. Yeah, you know what? This is a 10-point win. I like Winnipeg. I'm not laying 8.5. I'd take the money line, but it's too expensive. What, 300 or something like that? Is too many to cover. Yeah, I agree, Scott. Yeah, too many points. You know what? Here's the thing. If you want to play Winnipeg, take them on a money line with Saskatchewan. 2 money line plays. Beer pizza money. It's just to keep an interest, right? Keep an interest. Calgary off that loss against Saskatchewan, and Winnipeg last week a win 17-3 against Montreal. All right, the game I'm interested in, obviously because I live in Ottawa, is the Ottawa Red Blacks. We got some bad news yesterday. So the quarterback that we had starting last week, Tyree Adams, ACL injury. Man, what a shame. Because this quarterback, I love the game plan Kahari Jones had for him last week. Very simple, pretty vanilla. But now Mazzoli's back. And so we'll see what Jeremiah Mazzoli does against his old former teammate. But keep in mind, Jeremiah Mazzoli injured his ACL last year against Saskatchewan on a dirty hit. He's been off, and he's ready to go. He's ready to go against his old teammates. Hamilton's favoring this one. You're going to see 2.5 or 3 at some places. I like Ottawa. I know the computer pick has 26-21, but Hamilton's offense is very suspect right now, especially their defense. The defense is awful. That secondary and the good news for Hamilton fans is Ottawa's aerial attack is not really that potent. In fact, when you go look at the scoring in the CFL, and you look at here, Toronto #1 offense, scoring 40 points per game. We'll talk about a big difference. Well, they played 3 games against. BC is a good team. Yeah, you know what? Respect. That's all I gotta say. Respect right here. 40 points, 27.5 on average. But Hamilton, 19 points a game. You can't win football games scoring 19 or 17 for Ottawa. The thing with the Ottawa Red Blacks, they got a good defense, and their special teams is good. Hamilton giving up 37 points a game. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't play with them. Hey, well, Mike, where's my Mike Singletary?
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I do, but I like the under a lot better. I like the under a lot better in this game between Hamilton and Ottawa. You know what? I don't know why you'd like the under when they're averaging. It's because Ottawa, Ottawa is very, how can I say that? Inconsistent on offense. And Hamilton, they can put points on the board, but their defense. Here's another thing. They've had 2 weeks to fix things on defense. When you're playing week to week, you don't have time in practice. Hamilton's been off 14 days. They had 14 days to fix their issues on defense. If they don't fix their issues on defense after 14 days, somebody's getting fired. Somebody has to get fired. That's the only way I gotta look at it. I like the under. I think the under is the play. And then BC taking on Montreal. Vernon Adams Jr. Man, you had us all fooled. That that was a stinker last week. 6 turnovers, 34 points off turnovers. Think about that. They won 45. They lost 45-24 to Toronto. Toronto got 34 points off turnovers. 2 things in football that'll kill you: penalties and turnovers. You do either of those really bad, you get a 45-24 type game. Montreal taking on BC Lions. My first gut reaction when I saw this line is like, how do you not like Montreal +7? How do you not like them +7? Then I started thinking, okay, you know what? Montreal last week, only 3 points against Winnipeg, a pretty good team. I think the West is still a good football team. If you look at the teams on defense in the West, BC giving up 16.5, Winnipeg 22, Calgary 23, Edmonton. Say what you want of Edmonton, they just can't score football games. They just can't score points. Edmonton is, they're not that bad on defense, and it was a tight game last week in Ottawa. It was a defensive struggle, but the defense in the Western Conference are pretty good. I think BC is the play, guys. I think BC is the play. I'm not laying 7. The money line is probably too expensive, probably like minus 300, 280 or something like that. So, in fact, let me go look. Let me see what the money line is on that game. CFL football. Bump. Okay, that's NFL. CFL. Come on, where's the CFL? Oh, here we go. What's the money line? Yeah, so money line on the Saskatchewan game minus 300. Somebody asked me earlier, what's my limit on money line? Yeah, it's not 300. It's 3 is way too much. I'm not laying 300, and BC 320. So yeah, no love here for Ron on these lines. I'm not laying 7, and I'm not laying 300. So if you're gonna bet this one, the over is the way you want to go. I think the over is where you want to go in this game. I know, look at our line, 44.02, 44.5. What does my calculator have? Let's go to CFL. Let me see here. Canadian Football League. Bump. There's Daryl. Hey, good morning, Ron. CFL prediction time. Rough Riders, Red Blacks, and Lions to win. Took a futures on the Red Blacks to make the playoffs. You know what? That's not a bad bet, Daryl, and your other brother, Daryl. Hey, little Newhart joke right there. Yeah, that's a good. I like that, Daryl. I think that's a good. You know what? I'll tell you, the stadium last week with that win, the fans. If anybody deserved a win last week, it was the Ottawa fans. Hey, the only fans that probably deserve it more is Edmonton fans, because they haven't won a game in forever. But yeah, I agree. I think Ottawa has a good team. It's just they got to figure out the offense. They got to get more vertical on offense. All right, where was I? Montreal against BC. Survey says, what do I got as a total? 45. Yeah, I like the over. I do like the over. So I got 27-16 for the Lions. After a game like Vernon Adams Jr. had last week, I thought he was gonna cry on the bench. Yeah, I was looking at the game and they were showing Adams on the bench, and I'm like, holy crap, he's gonna cry. I think he's gonna cry. It was awful. That was an awful game. That was really bad. All right, -7 is the line, and we're gonna go 27.2 to 16.7, and so I like the over. I like the under in this game. I think Hamilton, after 14 days rest, figured things out on offense. I like Winnipeg straight up, and I like Saskatchewan straight up. I'm not laying 7.5 points. That's one of my rules, right? I don't lay points. I like the over better in that game, so I like the over in Edmonton. I like this game here, Winnipeg. I like Winnipeg, but I think the over is probably a better bet. I think the over, what do I got? 46.6. Yeah, Harold. Let me see what my calculator says on this one. If my calculator says over, then we'll lean over. Calgary, Winnipeg. Survey set, but that Winnipeg offense, holy crap! Every time I look, they're scoring. Yeah, 47.7. Yeah, don't go to the bathroom because you'll miss 2 touchdowns watching the Winnipeg game. All right, there you have it. That is my CFL football predictions for week number 5 of the Canadian Football League. Hey, my hockey organ. Hey, all right, I'll do a better job. I'll get a better soundbite for the CFL next week. Got to get a good CFL soundbite. All right, what do we got next? We got the everybody's favorite time. Nope. Yeah, there you go. Hey, where's Scott? There's your elevator music. Okay, wrong button. All right, we're talking about
practice, not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
No, not silly at all, because we are talking about the 80% Club stats, courtesy of the Rain Report. Guys, you can get the Rain Report each and every day for only $4.99 for a week, $19.99 for the month, or $99 for the year. You know what? NFL, college football is right around the corner. Here's the tools. Here's the toolbox right here. That's the toolbox, the dashboard, and there's all your tools. Hey, let's put it on the hoist and let's get after it. All right, let's get to your 80% Club stats. Where is it there? I was looking at the toolbox too much there. Where's my... Oh, okay. I gotta do this all over again. All right, here we go. 80% Club stats. And there we go. Cleveland Guardians as a home team coming off a loss over a National League East division opponent last 10 years. So they're 8-1 loss yesterday to Atlanta. They are 14-2 straight up in their next game. That's good for 87%. The Dodgers, 26-5, playing on a Thursdays the last 4 years. Houston Astros, 19-4 as a home team, coming off a 4-game win streak last 5 years. You know what? I got a feeling the Astros are going to really want to go to the All-Star break on a high note. So keep an eye on that. The Marlins, 9-2 to the under, coming off a game that scored 10 runs for the last 6 years, 81.8%. And your Tampa Bay Rays are 13-3, coming off a 4-game losing streak the last 10 years. You know what? I kind of like Tampa Bay today. 81.25%. So 81% for Tampa Bay, coming off a 4-game losing streak. And if you like the Baltimore Orioles, 8-2 as a away team, coming off an under this season. So hopefully I confuse you enough with a lot of stats. And that's the mission. Give you a lot of was waiting for that elevator music. There you go, Scott. Hey, and today at the Jazz Club. Hey, I can't do the flute though. Hey, I can't do the. I prefer my music. Eh? There we go. Hey, a little bit of drums right there. But if I do that, people think the show's over. So the show's not over just yet. Let me see here. Let's take a look at the CFL stats and trends. Let's see if we have any good stats and trends in the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Let me see here. Let's go to CFL. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 19-1 as a home team versus Western Conference opponent the last 5 years. Yeah, I forgot about that. You know what? Winnipeg, go look at the stats. Winnipeg, the best team at home the last 3 years. Hamilton Tiger Cats, 11-1 as a home team, coming off an over last 6 years. Got to get that defense fixed. What else do we got here? Stampeders, 9-1 as an away team, coming off a 1-game losing streak the last 10 years. I wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole. Let me see here. Let me go to the old 80% club stats. I got some really good ones here in the old 80% club. Let me do this. All right. The BC Lions at home team versus Montreal. 8-2 in their last 10 straight up and against the number. Yeah, I do like Montreal here. Ottawa on the road team versus Eastern Division opponents. 8-2 against the 8-2 against the spread. That's pretty good. Ottawa is a road team against Eastern Division opponents. Last 10 games, 8-2 against the number. 60% of those games gone under the total. Montreal is a road team coming off a loss over Winnipeg since 1996. Where else are you going to get stats like this? Tell me, who has stats like this in the CFL? Even the CFL doesn't have these stats. Hey, Montreal is a road team coming off a loss against the Blue Bombers. 9-2 to the under, but 8-3. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that because I like BC. BC as a home team versus non-division opponents. Coming off a 2-game road stand. 13-2 straight up in their next game. That's almost a walk-off right there. And Edmonton as a road underdog before a non-division game. After a non-conference game, 12-3 to the under. And Calgary is a road team last 2 years, 15-3-1 against the spread. Wow, that's pretty good. That is very good, actually. Let me see, anything else worth noting here? Hamilton as a road team during the last 7 years, and if they're 0-3 in the last 3 games, 9-2-1 to the over, 6-6 straight up. So, yeah, enough stats to confuse you there, right? But you guys know what I like this week. All right, there you have it. That is a wrap. Don't forget my book, Ron Raymond's 24-hour rule, embracing patience and discipline in sports betting. And if you guys are interested in the book, like I said, you can see the content of the book, Introduction to Sports Betting. Well, you guys can read it all. I read it at the beginning. Yeah, this book will come out July 31st. You can get it on Amazon. You can pre-order a copy of your book right here. Just click on that. It'll take you to this link right here on Amazon, and you can pre-order the book. And then July 31st, boom, right in your inbox, the 24-hour rule of sports betting right into your inbox. Overall day Reds says, Christian Bailey says, overall day Reds Nationals. Nice. Like it. All right, there you have it. That's a wrap. Hey, that's a wrap. Where's my, hey, there we go.
Yeah, baby.
All right, guys. So as I said, next week I'm off. I won't be here next week, taking the week off because you know what? What are we going to talk about? Hey, what are we going to talk about next week?
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. We're talking about practice because you know what? We'll have nothing to talk about next week except for maybe preseason football, but I think everybody's doing that to death. Enjoy the week. Enjoy July. Enjoy time off because once you know it, August is here. And then once August is here, that's it. We roll up our sleeves, get to work. All right, have yourself a great Thirsty Thursday and a friendly Friday and a great weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday, July 18th. I think it's July 18th is when I come back. Yeah, Tuesday, July 18th. I'll be back here. But again, check the website each and every day. I'm going to give sound bites. That I won't stop doing. I'll still have my sound bites right here. I'll still have all the stats and everything updated on the website. And hopefully you guys have yourself a great rest of your day and weekend. Harry Carey, I think it's time to blow this popsicle stand.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball. To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Joe own the Chiefs.
Owns.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling. Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here? Woo! If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Talk to